Hi Chevra, welcome back to the shortboard. Parshas Vayeschanan. Important to note, always read on Shabbos Nachamu, the Shabbos that immediately follows Tisha B'Av. Just as Devarim, the beginning of the Sefer, is always read on Shabbat Chazon. So what is comforting about Parshas Vayeschanan? It's very simple. The Aseret Dibros, the Ten Commandments, and Shema. The best thing we can do when things are difficult, when things seem out of control, challenging from a personal perspective for our people, the best thing we can do is go back and just lean on our foundations, on our laurels, on our principles, not having to reinvent the wheel, but just go back to what we know, to who we are. Shabbos Nachamu. What's the comfort? The comfort, they say, says the Kotzker Rebbe, is that Eicha, as much as it deals with the how and trying to make sense of senseless tragedies and the calamities of the Jewish people throughout our history, Eicha follows the acrostic of the Aleph Bet. That's what Nachamu is about. When things are so bad, we go back to the basics. We have to start again. Aleph, Bet, Gimel. How do we rebuild in the face of Churban, in the face of destruction? We go back to the Aleph Bet. It's like the Kotzker was asked once, who's the most influential rabbi or teacher that he has in his life? And what's the answer? He said, it was my Aleph Beis Rebbe. It was my teacher that taught me Aleph Bet. I had a Mora, a very, very holy Mora. Her name's Mora Tilkov. And she taught me Aleph Bet. And I remember it to this day. That was in kindergarten. And there was a sweetness to that Aleph Bet. And that brings us back to our Parsha. Where do we go when things are difficult? Straight up. What are our morals? What are our values? What is our faith? It's the Aseret Dibros. It's the Ten Commandments. It's basic expressions of what it is to be a Jew, of what it is to keep Shabbos, of what it is to honor our parents, to honor the systems, revere the systems that we have, to be able to live as moral and ethical people in a world that's anything but, in a world that takes morality and twists it, if not obliterates it. We know what we need to do. We know how we need to act, how we need to behave. And it's Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. It's reminding ourselves how our parents maybe or our grandparents covered our eyes when we were children and said Shema with us before we went to sleep and said, you know what? It's going to be okay. There's a God that cares about us, that loves us. And it's how we do it to our children and our grandchildren. And we're conveying that very same message of Shema, that we believe that there's a God above who's going to make things okay. When we do what we need to do, Aseret Dibros, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will do what he needs to do with the Shema. May that be realized for us speedily with Geula Shlema for everyone. Shabbat Shalom.